when are we putting that? We just putting that in for the MLB part? Or
Yeah, that'll be first half.
that interview?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in studio. My name is Greg. I'm joined by Nathan Brown. As always, Nate, how we doing today, my man?
Doing pretty good. My name is Nathan.
Big interview on today's podcast
Yes.
with Anthony Kay, Blue Jays reliever. Right now, he is rehabbing in the state of Florida, but he was kind enough to take some time and talk baseball with us. So we got a great interview, guys, coming for you in the first half. But first things first, Nate's off another wedding.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm just like, holy smokes. I am beat up right now.
You're gonna take a few weeks off, you think?
Oh my goodness, dude! I didn't even want to drink yesterday.
Yeah.
like I'm still like, it's been a long road here,
sure.
hard road.
It's summers in the Annapolis Valley. I'm telling you right now, dude, they can catch up to you.
Well, it's ridiculous. Even I think of a few guys like at the golf course. I think my mic's a little off here. I'm just gonna there we
it
go.
is, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like even when we're at the golf course, it's like, I don't know, man. It seems like somebody's like drinking on like a Wednesday and they're like, let's go. And I'm like, there's no shot.
Yeah, for sure.
But, it's like, holy hell.
I did want to mention, Nate, we were on Live on the Line this week, and the Cubs, who were on a 10-game losing streak, Atlanta, who was on a 14-game winning streak, called the Cubs win, thought that was a kind of a cock on the table moment for.
Oh, buddy, that's a hell of a pick.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I was 0 for 3.
That's all right, though, because I was 3-0, so that's a 50,
so we're rolling.
Yeah, we're all fine. It's all good, but we'll be back on this week to give our best bets, and we'll make sure we update you guys on the Instagram page. But Nate, just before we move out of the pregame show, how's the golf game been? How you feeling on the golf course?
Honestly, I had a pretty good round the other day for men's night.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Honestly, like my game this year hasn't been terrible. I'm just like, I don't know. There's just some things that'll happen where I just do dumb stuff.
Yep.
Well, I had that. I think I was telling you too. I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but my 7-wood. Obviously, everyone's aware of the Heavenwood by now.
Yeah.
I actually had someone text me the other day and was trying to find the episode where I was talking about it because they're going to buy one.
No way.
I was like, well, I like your style. But I had one of those shots on 14 the other day, and it was like 40 yards up. It went 40 yards and like 100 yards in the air. Just completely like skied it. But
yeah.
other than that, I mean, my game's been okay, honestly. Like, I should probably start taking a few like unplayables rather than trying to be a hero.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I don't know. I can't ask for much better with a 3/4 backswing.
Absolutely, man. No, it's coming around because we're kind of coming to the checkpoint of the time of the season where it's like, are you going to have a decent season, or is it going to be just a complete write-off?
True.
But that's going to.
How's your feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, I'm starting to really, really find the groove.
Pretty dialed on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Stay hot.
I'm feeling good about things, and then it's all good. So, but we're gonna move into quarter 3.
Yeah.
Actually, not. We are gonna move into the interview with Anthony. Everyone, enjoy it. Well, we're pleased to be joined by now maybe the best name a pitcher could have in baseball, Anthony Kay, Blue Jays reliever. How are we doing, my man? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. So you were drafted by the Mets in 2016, Anthony. You've been playing your last 4 years with the Blue Jays. Just talk a little bit about your experience early on in the major leagues.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really fun. Obviously, I haven't really put up the numbers that I obviously wanted to, and I've been up and down between Buffalo and Toronto. But, every time I go up there, I kind of just cherish the moment and kind of, I'm like a 12-year-old looking up at all the fans and everything, and it's still, surreal to me.
Sure. How do you like playing in Toronto?
Oh, it's awesome. This year was so I played there in 2019, but we were terrible, so there weren't really many fans. So when I got up there this year was the first time I really got to experience like the full crowd, and it was crazy. It's so loud in there because we had the roof closed, and it was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. The Toronto fans definitely love their baseball, so that's exciting. So listen, we know you're rehabbing an injury right now, Anthony. How's that going? How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah, I threw in my first appearance yesterday in the Florida Coast League, and everything went well. So hopefully I'll be back up in Buffalo or Toronto soon.
How'd that go? K up any guys?
Good. It was 8 pitches in and out. Those guys down here, they like to swing. So, they see a fastball, they're swinging. So I got out of there in 8 pitches. So it was quick.
Quick work.
That's what you want to do. Do you ever add any new pitches like during your career? Like, how's that go about? Like, at what point in your career do you just like not or do?
This is my arsenal of pitches.
Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, what do you call it?
In 2020, I was talking to Baraki in the bullpen, and he was talking about his slider or cutter thing or whatever, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to learn how to throw that. So I went up to the bullpen coach, Matt Bushman, and he was like, no, if you're gonna throw it, don't throw it like that. Throw it like this. And I started throwing it, and then I came into a game against the Yankees. It was like we were down big, and as I was going in, like Bushman was like, hey, why don't you try that cutter out today? I was like, all right.
Why not, eh?
Yeah.
I threw one to who was it? Brett Gardner for the first time, and it struck him out, and he like looked up at the scoreboard like, what was that? Because it was not in the scouting report. So it made him look pretty stupid at the time. So I was like, yeah, I think I should start throwing this a little bit more often. Now it's like my go-to out pitch. So it's been a pretty good
so
success.
it's certainly in the scouting report now.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what do you got right now in the pitching repertoire?
I got four-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, and changeup.
Okay.
Pretty versatile.
So in terms of pitchers, like how many do people like, is 4 standard for the amount of pitches you bring to the table? Like, or some guys just roll with 2. I mean, obviously knuckleballers roll with 2, like a muffin fastball and a knuckleball, but
Yeah. So, I mean, it really just depends on the guy. Like, I know like when I come out of the bullpen, it's mainly just fastball slider. So, I mean, if you're only going like 1 or 2 innings, you can kind of get away with that. But most starters usually have like 3 or 4, even 5.
cool that they mix in there. Cool. So talk about the relationship with the catcher that you have to have pregame, Anthony. Like how much game planning goes in for the catchers, calling a game, knowing your stuff, knowing what you want to throw. How close are you with the catchers on the team?
Yeah. So we have like a meeting before every series about like how to get each guy out. And we have like our own scouting report and like what to do with it. And then, each catcher gets the same thing. They're in the meetings also. And then they have like a little scouting report on the wristband of like what's like pretty good to throw against those guys. So obviously they don't follow that, to a T, but it kind of goes off feel at some point. So, it's definitely huge to have a good relationship with those guys, knowing what you want to throw. Because, if you're out there like shaking guys off constantly, it gets you out of your rhythm. So it's good to have a guy that, that knows you and knows what you want to throw.
So listen, have you thrown to Alejandro Kirk yet?
I have, yes.
That guy looks like an absolute muscle hamster of a human being.
What a beauty he is.
Yeah, we got a lot of units on that team, so he fits in well.
For sure.
What's the toughest situation to come into as a reliever? Like, is it just, like I assume it would probably be like no outs, bases juiced, tie game, bottom of the 9th, but
so I came in 2020, bases loaded, no outs, against the Braves with Freddie Freeman up. So that was
No way.
Yeah. I got the ground out to the double play, which was huge. But
No way.
It was a laser that he hit I think Biggio, and I just got lucky that he hit it to a guy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's got to be gut wrenching. Running out into Freddie Freeman, bases juiced.
I mean, it's just like the thing that you hate most as a reliever is just cashing in someone else's run. So if you can just get out of that with like even just one, it's just fine.
Yeah.
So it's like you hate like giving up one of your buddies' runs and just screwing them. So it's nice to get out of that.
100%. So listen, is there a guy in the league, Anthony, or a situation which you've come into and you're like, it's just been the most nervous? You're like, I can't believe I'm pitching against this guy, or like, I can't believe I'm in this situation in, Yankee Stadium or something along those lines, that has just been kind of like the most memorable or the most nerve-wracking point of your career so far?
I'd probably have to go in 2019. My second start ever up there was against the Yankees, and I grew up as a Yankees fan, so I was pretty nervous for that one. And I wasn't even nervous for my first start. Like, it was against the Rays at Tampa, and I just, like, for some reason I wasn't nervous for that one. But then we came home in Toronto, and I was just so anxious for that second start against the Yankees.
Probably the home, maybe being at home, maybe it was the
a little bit of that also too.
Yeah. Have you ever hit a guy intentionally?
I
or are you permitted to say?
I don't think I have in the big leagues, but I think I for sure did that in college, like once or twice.
Yeah.
Right.
So have you been involved in a few bench brawls, bench outings, where, I mean, we all know that not too much goes on. It's a lot of, you know.
Well, we had one last year with Manoa against the Orioles. I think he gave up back-to-back home runs and then drilled the next guy. So
did you fly out of the bullpen?
Oh yeah, I was trying to cruise because I was actually warming up. I was warming up to go into the game because he was struggling, and then that happened, and then he got ejected, and then I had to sprint back to the bullpen because they're like, "Hey, you're going into the game now." So that was an adventure.
That's good fun, man. I always enjoy that. So listen, Anthony, talk about, during the first, 5 innings of the game, you got all the bullpen pitchers out there getting warmed up. You got the coaches out there. What is the environment like? I'm assuming you're not on your phones, you're not doing anything, but what type of games are you playing? Is there things that you do out in the bullpen that, kind of keeps things light?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much we're just talking shit to each other just constantly, just trying to keep things light. I mean, some guys don't really say much, but there's some guys that, don't stop talking. And then, once like the fourth or fifth comes around, it gets a little bit more serious, and guys lock in and start getting loose for it. But the first couple innings, if the starter's cruising, it's just, you guys are just having fun out there.
For sure. Is there any type of games that you play out there? Is there any, you see sometimes in the bullpen that, there's guys that are trying to catch home runs with their hats and they're doing different things. Is there some things that you guys, is there a little game that you play between y'all, when you're out there?
I don't think I've experienced any games when I was up there, but guys just like to talk crap to each other, which is entertaining in itself.
Sure.
Cool.
We were talking the other day, the schedule is really long. Do you guys find time to get after it,
to full send it,
get a couple beers in you? I mean, sometimes you're playing weeks straight. So it's do you guys?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, guys definitely get after it. If you have an off day or something like that, or even a day game going to a night game the next day, some guys can get after it for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, especially too as a pitcher, I feel as if the pitchers might have a little bit more leeway. He's a starter, and he now knows for a fact he's got 4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah,
so,
sure.
After you pitch,
on a little bender,
he's gonna go take a peek downtown in whatever city you're in.
I don't know if we got any guys that really go out and get after it. I don't think I really experienced anyone. I mean, maybe they're doing it, without me knowing, but
for sure,
I haven't really experienced anyone just knowing, just going out, just getting after it.
But say you're flying into LA, or you're going to Miami, are the boys kind of all right, listen, we got to find a night here where we got to go, take a peek in the town, go for a couple, keep it tame, and then get ready for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a couple cities that people are excited to, looking forward to it because they have a good nightlife or a good restaurant that they want to go to.
For sure. No, that's exciting. So listen, Anthony, growing up in New York, is there any guys that you looked up to on the mound? Who, was your idol in the baseball world growing up?
Andy Pettitte was my guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up as a Yankees fan. So watching him every fifth day was awesome to watch. And then, when they retired his number, I forced my dad to go to the game with me and watch that ceremony, which was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have a favorite ballpark to pitch in?
I mean, I might be biased here. Yankee Stadium is my favorite.
Yeah.
I get all my friends and family get to come and watch, and so that's probably my favorite. But other than that, obviously Toronto is really nice. I low key like Tropicana just because it's inside, and they have a good clubhouse and good staff over there, so they take good care of you. But the field itself might not be the nicest, but it's a good spot to be at.
Sure. So what are we talking for numbers? What are you hitting on your 4-seamer for numbers, Anthony?
The hardest I hit was actually this year. I hit 98 on the dot. So
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're climbing up. Hopefully we can keep going up and get that thing going.
So this off season, Anthony, we've got to line up a time where you pitch to Nate and I and just blow it by us, maybe even hit us and send us to the emergency room. But no, we'd love to do some content with you sometime, Anthony. But we're gonna be moving to some rapid fire here, Anthony. So we're just gonna fire questions at you. and you answer obviously, as fast or as slow as possible, but they're just kind of quick. Quick hitters for the listeners. So, favorite ballpark? Did we just go over that? Yes, we did. We did. Favorite sport outside of baseball?
Football for sure.
Okay. Favorite team?
Jets, unfortunately.
No way.
Yeah.
That's tough.
They're terrible.
Well, let's get into it. What's Zach Wilson going to be doing this year?
Oh God, I hope he's good. It's been just years of just terrible quarterbacks. So
that was Nate's go-to bet last year was Zach Wilson to throw an INT. So
that was a lock every time.
Yeah, I know.
I made a medley of money.
They added some guys though, so hopefully he can settle in. And I'm not hoping for like anything amazing like what the Bengals did this year, but I mean, even if they get like 8 or 9 wins, I think that's
just a step in the right direction. Is all you're looking for.
Right. Yeah.
Favorite pregame meal?
Oof. Probably just like Chick-fil-A or something like that.
Okay.
Love me some Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Yeah. I've never had Chick-fil-A. See, we live on the East Coast out in Nova Scotia, and we do not have Chick-fil-A out here.
Oh, man, I know. When I go up there, they don't really have it. They have like one, right? In Toronto.
Yeah. And I think we were trying.
We
to
were
get
looking
there,
for
but, like we just we talk about it every time we go to a city too. We're like, we got to get Chick-fil-A, and then we just don't do it.
Yeah,
it's so good. A shot.
So when you go out, when you're taking a peek on the city, Anthony, what drink you order?
I actually don't drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So virgin drink.
I guess I'll go with like a Mountain Dew or something like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I like Mountain Dew. Code Red,
so
potentially. A little mix in a Code Red.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm a big Mountain Dew guy myself.
I enjoy it as well. Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah. So outside of Chick-fil-A, what's your favorite fast food?
Ooh. I'd probably go like Taco Bell.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
that's a place you can get some bang for your buck. There,
right? I could put on a show at Taco Bell.
I honestly might like Taco Bell more than Chick-fil-A, but if I had that before a game, that would not be good.
It might. I mean, the dugout could be a little stinky, and there could be.
Yeah, you'd be ripping in between innings pretty quick.
Yeah. If the roof's not open too, in the Rogers Center, things could get pretty.
Yeah.
Things could get pretty messy pretty quickly. Oh gosh,
good stuff.
Do you play golf, Anthony?
No, I actually tried picking it up a little bit when I first got drafted, and then I had to get TJ, so I shut things down quick. But I haven't been able to pick it up since.
Is that what you're rehabbing from, Anthony? Is TJ?
No, I had that all the way back in 2016. Now it's the shoulder. So
okay. Yeah. Nate and I were talking about that.
Yeah,
it's alarming how many people get Tommy John surgery these days.
I know, it's crazy. Pretty much everyone has it now, so it's like it's so normal.
Yeah. And how did you come back? Did it feel a lot better?
Yeah, it probably took you're back in games after like a year, but you don't really feel like yourself until like 2.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. But then it's good to go.
Yeah. I mean, you feel fine. It's just like your feel is off. Like you don't really have much like control or stuff like that.
For sure.
Probably in the back of your head too.
For sure. Anyway, it's have you ever been checked out by an umpire with looking for the sticky stuff?
Yeah, I mean it's a weird process. So they just like come and just like feel your hand now. It's just like awkward. But fortunately, I haven't gotten yelled at by any of the umpires yet. So
any umpires complimented you on moisturizing your hands often?
So one of the guys like felt like the back of my hand, just trying to like make a joke when I was in AAA, just like feeling up my hand, and he just made it really weird. I think he was just trying to make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
So,
that's just
what do we got going on here, man?
Yeah. Listen, buddy, I'm not using anything, so we can move on with our lives.
What are you looking for here?
Yeah. No, gosh, that's good fun. Well, Anthony, listen, we wanted you to to come on, and we'll check back in with you, later on in the year once your rehab's done, once we get some action, whether it's in Buffalo or Toronto. But man, we appreciate you coming on, and we're hoping that we can stay in touch and we can get some content with you down in the down the road. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully I can make it back up to Toronto soon and, get you guys out to a game. It would be awesome. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, listen, we really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you following us on the TikTok as well. And listen, we'll catch up soon. Okay, Anthony, thanks for coming on, dude. All right. Sounds good. Thanks. Quarter 3 Daily Intermission podcast. Listen, Anthony, we appreciate you coming on. That was a great interview. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. But we're talking NBA and NHL in Quarter 3, Nate. And the Golden State Warriors have won their 4th title in the last 8 years. Steph gets his first Finals MVP. We kind of saw it coming.
We certainly did. The amount of petty from the Golden State Warriors is I was not expecting this. It is hilarious, man. They're pulling back every tweet, anything. You see the one where Steph's going like this?
Yeah.
The guys were like, the question was like, how many championships Steph going to win next 4 years? And they said nothing. And then he was doing this in the interview. Hilarious for the 0. Super funny. Klay Thompson was going off. On something. But yeah, I mean, that was the Celtics defense in game 6 was just abysmal. It was crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of been their backbone. So yeah, I mean, the Celtics, I mean, they've got a bright future, but you say that, and like I was thinking too, I'm like, man, like I'd rather get bounced in the first round than come second. Like it's just such a gut-wrenching feeling. Like obviously you had a great run, but the Eastern Conference, man, with say Kevin Durant and Kyrie stick around in Brooklyn, I mean, they're going to be good. I mean, you have to think that Philly will take a jump here eventually. You got the Milwaukee Bucks who weren't healthy. They get healthy. I mean, the East is going to be tough for the Celtics to be kind of, but I mean, they're going to to be
not
there.
Not to mention the Heat.
Not to mention the Heat.
Like the Heat don't get any love,
no,
man.
They
They're
don't.
first in the East and
especially if Kyle Lowry comes in shape. But no, do you think, Nate, I was thinking this the other night, do you think Steph, Clay, and Draymond are all Hall of Famers?
I think obviously Steph is.
Yeah.
See, I have a really hard time in any sport. Just like
I don't know
exactly. Like I have a hard time with I would think Clay. Like in my perspective, I would think he's on like kind of would I say the fringe? Like he's but like at the same time, I'm sure there's some guys that would say 100% he's in, and I could be completely wrong. But even with like hockey guys, like obviously I know hockey better than baseball. Or basketball, sorry. But what a run that was there, for speaking. I would think.
I think all three of them are going to go.
You think Draymond too?
I think so, man. I just think with the 4 rings, like they all have played parts in 4 championships. And I think that's, that serves a lot of weight. Like
for
4.
Sure. Especially in basketball.
4.
Championships is,
that's.
Well, I guess any sport.
It's the king.
Say just basketball.
That's why they play. And with 4 and I mean, I think all 3 of them will eventually be Hall of Famers. Could be a cold take. I know some of the listeners will message me and say, there's just no shot Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer.
100%. I bet there'd be some people, too, that just hate the Warriors and would say Clay's not in. But
yeah.
I'm just pulling up right now the best players that are not in the Hall of Fame. I just want to kind of get an idea here. So Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh.
Okay, wow.
Chris Webber.
Okay.
Tim Hardaway.
Oh, wow.
Robert Horry. I've never even heard of him. Lou Hudson.
Louis.
Rasheed Wallace.
Wow.
The OG masked man.
Yeah.
What a beauty. I mean, anybody ever heard of Bob Feerick?
No.
Not the kid.
No, I have not.
Ben Wallace. Oh, no, it was Ben Wallace that had the mask, right? Or
it was Rip Hamilton.
Rip Hamilton. Oh, okay, OG. But Rasheed wore one, didn't
I think
he?
so, he did. Yeah, one of the boys did. Yeah. One of the Wallace boys did.
Okay, most of these guys, I'd say Clay's going to the Hall.
I think so. I think all 3 of them will, just with the 4 rings. But I'm excited for the NBA offseason as well because it's always mayhem. Guys will switch teams. Teams will stack up. So, obviously, congrats to the Golden State Warriors. And every year that Kendrick Lamar has released an album in the last 8 years, they've won. So they're looking for Kendrick to release another album next year. But no, that'll conclude
hopefully
a little bit of
this year's
NBA talk. And we're moving into the NHL where Colorado absolutely dismantles Tampa Bay in Game 2, 7-0. It wasn't close at any point.
I couldn't have been more wrong on this one.
Man, Vasilevsky did not look good, man. He was letting in some muffins. But, I mean, just Colorado, man, their pace of play, their ability to move the puck, it's really on another level, and nobody's had the answer for it. And now Tampa Bay's find themselves in the exact same position they did last series, but I just don't know if they'll be able to grab 2 at home. Like, I think this is, I don't think they can win. I don't think they're going to beat Colorado, a team that's lost 2 games all playoffs. They're going to beat them 4 out of 5.
Man, and that's a thing to really put into perspective. Like, I know Colorado's been buzzing, but like they've lost 2 games. Like this could be an all-time playoff run that I feel like is kind of like a little bit flying under the radar.
For sure.
Like
for sure.
It's crazy, man. I mean, I the teams I think of that have lost like 2 games in the playoffs, like LA in 2012, they were the 8th seed, and I think they lost 4 times. Which was outrageous, man. Like think of like series I watched, like Washington or Boston play. You know what I mean? They're grit grinding through.
Yeah.
And it's going 7, it's going 6. Like this team is blowing through people. Like they're potentially could have their third sweep of the playoffs. Like, this team could go down as all-time one of the best.
They're missing a top 4 defenseman as well as their second-line centerman who had 85 points this year.
Yeah, man.
Like that,
it's ridiculous.
That is outrageous. Imagine, just put that into perspective for other teams.
Well, exactly. Well, think about that for Boston. You're losing. Who would that be?
Well, it'd be Eric Holla, but it's not a good. It's not a good.
Okay,
typically,
fair.
We'll go to their runs. It's missing David Krejci, who typically was one of their best players through the playoffs.
Right.
But we'll mix it to Toronto. You lose John Tavares.
Yeah.
Look
at Washington. You lose Kuznetsov or Backstrom.
Yeah.
And then a top 4 defenseman.
Exactly. Then Jake Muzzin. Muzzin and Tavares out.
They're toast.
And
that's honestly a testament to how much of a squad Joe Sakic has built here.
Oh.
Like, this is a team, man.
Such a wagon of a squad, and I mean, the series isn't over until you lose at home, but they're gonna have to simply just be much better if they think.
See, this is the thing though. We're going into this, and when the Rangers went up 2-0 on Tampa, we're like, okay,
yes, exactly.
This is doable.
Yes.
I don't think it's doable for them. I'm pretty pumped about it. I want Colorado to win the cup.
Yep, I think they're certainly going to win the cup, and but no, Tampa will head back to Florida and bring Colorado, and that building in Denver, man. Oh my goodness, man!
Yep.
It was They were singing. She left me
182?
roses by the stairs.
Yeah, they Blink 182 all the time. They had them.
Say it ain't so. The whole arena.
Yeah. Is that Blink 182?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. They had them in the arena one game during the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, so sick. And then we want the cup. It's just so sick.
It's been 21 years, so they're looking for it.
They are for sure, and it looks like they're going to grab it.
I think they're going to. It's going to be electric. Hopefully they lose. Hopefully they just win in 5 and win at home, man. It's so much better when a team wins at home. Like, even like, you know what I mean? Like when the Warriors won the other day.
Yeah.
It's like, it would have been so much better if it was just in Golden State.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So Tampa needs to get back on track at home. I can't believe they let Vasilevsky in. They left him in for all 7.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to look at that. Like,
I think after 5, it was 5-0 going into the third. Mm-hmm. I think give him a rest.
Yeah, for sure.
Give him a rest
for sure. You're not coming back.
You're not coming back. And if you do, then okay. Well, Elliott's played well, but you're going back to Vasilevsky.
There's no shot you're starting Elliott.
So I just thought I thought it was a dumb move by John Cooper. I mean, the game is pretty much out of reach. Your guy looks tired.
Looks tough on Cooper too. After that game 1 press conference, he was in the media saying it's like first game. It's like we're getting a look at these guys now. It's like, well, you just got pumped.
Yeah, you got.
What's your plan now?
Steamroll. But that'll conclude quarter 3, Nate. We're gonna move into quarter 4, and it's gonna be all U.S. Open. I sat down and watched, I think, 8 hours of golf yesterday.
I love it,
and it was absolutely outrageous. And I want to start things up before we get into the leaders and before we get into the guys who could potentially win. Justin Thomas hit a drive, and it was right against the drainage.
Is this the video you sent me?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't able to listen to it, so if you want to rip that explanation, that'd be
okay.
good.
So he brought over a rules official, and they didn't give him relief because they asked him. They said, "Justin, is this going to interfere with your swing?" And he said, "No." I would say 99% of the players in the world would have said, "Yes, that will interfere," and get a free drop. Anyway, didn't get the free drop. He chunked it into the bunker out front. He goes on a tirade. He's like, "Fuck, did you fucking most of these guys on tour such fucking liars," and I'm gonna have to put this as a explicit podcast, but he drops 3 or 4 huge F-bombs, and the commentators are like, all right, camera guys, you got to switch over. And he walks down the fairway losing his mind, dropping F-bombs, and they did not leave.
They didn't let him off the hook.
They just watched it. And it was obviously, tough for Justin Thomas, who at the time was kind of, 4 or 5 shots off. But, man, anyone can win this tournament. We'll move into Will Zalatoris is leading the way. You got John Rahm right there, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Matt Fitzpatrick, who won the U.S. Amateur here at the Country Club.
Okay.
It's such an old school course. The thing is anyone within 5-6 strokes, if you can shoot 2 under tomorrow or today or yesterday, man, you can win this tournament. It is absolute carnage, man. It's such a tough golf course.
Well, it's crazy to see the leader at +4 or -4. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
4 under. So geez, dude. This is the 3rd round.
Yeah. Now
we're going into the 4th
for sure. So Nate, if you had to pick, who are you going with?
I'm gonna take a look here and just look. John Rahm.
Yeah. Back to back.
He's my pick.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yep.
1 stroke off. Realistically, Rory.
Rory's 3 back, and he played like garbage yesterday. So if he could get that putter back,
like Zalatoris, write him off. If you got a futures bet on him, that's not going to happen today.
You don't think he's going to get it?
I don't think.
Coming out off a playoff in the Wanamaker with Justin Thomas, he's been right there at the Masters.
I don't think. I don't know, man.
This is a guy that's going to get one soon, and he's put himself in a position.
It would be sick if he did, but maybe he does. You know, I can't predict the future, and if I did,
sure.
I'd
No,
be,
I mean, I don't mind. I don't
ticket.
mind. Like, I don't mind the going the other way. I just think that he's got a great opportunity. I mean, think about his last 2 majors.
Yeah.
He's been right there.
That's
lost
fair.
in a playoff to Justin Thomas in the last major, and now he's right there again.
And I mean, who am I to write off a guy who's leading?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's toast.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well, he could easily just go off today and win.
When he shoots 68 yesterday, he said he felt like he shot 61.
That's crazy.
Like, just unbelievable round.
Yeah. How was his putting looking yesterday?
I mean, he's been okay. Like, you know, like it's just it's like that 5 feet range. If he can leave his leg putts, you know, outside or inside of that 5 feet, it's when he's from 5 feet, he just gets, it's like a glitch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Super weird. I mean, think of how hard it would be to putt there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's a different story, but like, I'm picturing myself going out there.
For sure. You know what I love seeing, Nate?
What?
I love seeing Adam Hadwin right there, Matty
Yep.
Fitzpatrick right there, Scotty Scheffler right there, Rory right there. Guess what all these guys did last week?
MC'd.
They all played in the Canadian Open.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they did not MC. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I was trying to take a guess at it, but no.
They all were at the Canadian Open.
Yep,
So
they
like
were.
you know that's
good.
That's a good sign. Is that
is
these
good.
guys, you know, played last week in Canada and have gone down. I don't know next year because we know that the U.S. Open's the week after and it's in Los Angeles, so it's a kind of a big travel.
Yeah, obviously this was a different story.
Rory will be doing it, though.
PJ down to Boston.
Rory will be doing it.
Oh, he'll be, for sure.
So he's already committed.
Yeah.
So
well, you have to. You can't, you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
You can't win 2 back-to-back and then the next year be like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think.
I'll sit it out.
Yeah.
But no, what an exciting time it is in the golf world. Can't wait to watch golf today. It's been going on late at night too, so that's exciting. It brings you right to around 9 o'clock. The golf, but if I had a guy that I'm going to pick, it's going to be the winner today. It's going to be Roy. I'm back to Roy.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to roll. I'm going to stay with my pick. I'm going to go with Johnny Rahm.
I would like it too. He's my one and done as well.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I had about nobody left, so.
All right. Well, listen, we will be back later on in the week for Friday. Listen, everybody enjoy your weeks. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate you guys. Go follow us on our socials. Make sure you're giving the podcast a 5-star review. Share it to your friends. Listen.
Tell some damn people about the kids,
Yeah.
hey? Like, let's get the word out
It's Tell a
there.
Friend Week. It's Tell a Friend Week. So you're going to
Tell a
listen to
Friend
this
Week.
end of the podcast, and you're going to send it to a friend and say, listen to these guys. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Or they're garbage, but I listen to them.
Either way. I mean, at the very least, we're entertaining. I
Yes.
mean, what podcast are you picking over the boys for sports?
That's a good
no,
question.
It's really hard to say.
You raise a very good, valid point, Mr.
Yes,
Nathan
that
Brown.
is very valid.
All right.
Could change my name.
Everybody have yourselves a wonderful week.
Have a Merry Christmas, folks.